viewer claimed that Hee was in fact bullied and asked why I would say that she wasn't bullied, and that by saying she wasn't and bringing up the South Korea Labor Standards Act article, which states what workplace bullying is and what actions meet that criteria, that I assumed for Hee. That's what I'm gathering from what she meant by that. Which swiftly followed, quote, ha 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 ha, end quote. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it sounds to me like someone is very emotional about this. People don't usually do that unless they're pissed off or just like extremely emotional. This is what I've noticed, the ha ha ha's and all that. But okay, moving on. This person went on to say that, quote, K-pop has been like this for decades. They literally opened the topic, which will benefit future artists. Just say you're a hater, end quote. My response to this is very simple. I understand the strong desire to call out companies' bad behaviors and practices. I've done that many times in videos calling out SM mainly for what they have done and continue to do. But using the girls' situation to say that this is the same issue that companies have always had, and that what the girls have allegedly been through highlights this very problem in the industry, all because you're a NewJeans superfan perhaps, doesn't make NewJeans' claims of workplace bullying true. It simply means you believe something I do not. That's it. Personally, there are too many issues with NewJeans' claims and Min-Hee-jin's claims. I've made ample videos talking about this, so I'm not going to hash it all here because the video will be too long and I'm not trying to make it that long. But there are problems with these girls' claims. Hee said they lived in a dorm with bugs. And whilst I don't believe that to be a lie, at the same time, she's saying it as if their dorm was the first or only one in K-pop history with bugs in it. There are many other idols who have stories about their trainee days, even into young idol stardom, who have had dorms with bugs in it, or haunted dorms or something like that. So this is not new, really isn't. She's probably exaggerating, but it's not new. And then Hee also claimed, it's always Hee also claimed that a manager telling someone to ignore someone else is considered workplace bullying. I'm not even going to elaborate on that because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Then there's the Bong PD didn't greet us is mistreatment claim. Because like he's ignoring us, he's not greeting us, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget there was the sticker incident that happened where they put stickers all over the place in Hybe. So if Bong PD didn't bow to you, it's probably because y'all vandalized Hybe property. Just saying. No shade. That's probably what happened. I mean, would you properly greet girls that vandalized your property? Just saying. Anyway, going on, that's just to name a few of them. I'm failing to see where the workplace bullying is coming from here. It has nothing to do with being a hater. It's about how ridiculous the claims are that these girls are making. You want me to believe they are telling the truth because of how bad the K-pop industry is? Is that what I'm supposed to base the truth on? Is that what determines that NewJeans is telling the truth here? Is that what it is? Company bad, so NewJeans is true? Company bad, NewJeans true. Company bad, NewJeans is right. Always believe the idols. That's a very dangerous culture to create. There are cases where the idols are actually the ones at fault, or the person who's in charge of the idols is the one that's at fault, not always the company. So it's very dangerous to say that, oh, idols are automatically right and idols are automatically victims because the companies always are bad. Not true. Okay. Now, that said, the K-pop industry has a lot of problems, many of which I have addressed in other videos. Okay, so I acknowledge that. It's true. But that doesn't mean that NewJeans is being honest about their claims. Just because one thing is true doesn't mean that automatically another thing is true too. All right? I feel like you guys want me to ignore everything that Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans have said and done unless it's them telling us how bad and evil Hybe is. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but Min-Hee-jin is not innocent in this whatsoever. That's my opinion. and she's dragged the young ones, all of them, from NewJeans to Islet to other artists. She's dragged these young ones into her petty feud with Hybe, something she herself said that neither Hybe nor she should do. And yet, here we are. She accused the company of things she herself has done, and by extension, so have the girls. And yet, when they do that, it's somehow seen as empowering. But when Hybe does it, or rather are accused of doing it, they are seen as evil. Or it's like, well, it's a reactionary thing. Min-Hee-jin's only doing what she's doing because Hybe did what they did. So it's like, nothing is ever truly, completely her fault. Her actions are an effect of the cause of Hybe. Hybe did it, so she retaliated. Hybe did it, so she has to respond. And there's no accountability here for Min-Hee-jin just doing the wrong thing. It's always, well, Hybe, well, Hybe, well, Hybe. So forgive me if I don't have any sympathy for Min-Hee-jin because she keeps blaming Hybe and doesn't put any blame on herself. No accountability at all. And I see the same kind of behavior and attitude from people who are super fans of Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans. No accountability whatsoever. They're automatically victims because they said so, even though what they're saying that proves their victimhood doesn't make sense. And then there's no additional evidence to back that stuff up. If I believed Hybe to be at fault here, I would have called them out. I don't see what you guys are seeing. I looked at this stuff. I don't see it. What I do see, there are issues with Min-Hee-jin, who claims to be NewJeans' mama, but then had cacao messages that talked badly about her girls. She herself saying a lot of that stuff. And these are messages that people are now claiming are fabricated by the media, the same media she tried to manipulate. I've made my concern for the girls' well-being and development very clear. Go back and watch the videos. I don't have time to do that and hash all that here. But just because I care about them does not mean I have to believe them or lie to myself and say that they're telling the truth when I don't believe they are, because that's dishonest. Just because the K-pop industry has problems with toxic fandom culture playing a huge part in the industry's massive flaws doesn't mean I'm supposed to just believe that NewJeans are speaking honestly about their situation. Just because Hee shed tears at the National Assembly hearing doesn't mean she's telling the truth, okay? Now, during that press conference that they just had not too long ago, stating that they were leaving Adore and blaming Adore now, because now they have to blame Adore for everything. First it was Hybe, now it's Adore. The girls were asked whether they were going to reveal the additional evidence against Hybe that they hinted at in their live stream on September 11th. And Hee stated that she had provided a lot of information at the National Assembly hearing, so there's no need for them to respond to that issue at the press conference. So basically, you don't have any additional evidence. How many of y'all called that? And I'm not trying to be like a gotcha person, but how many of y'all called that? I believed they didn't have any additional evidence. And I know a lot of y'all believe that they didn't either. And I still don't. They don't. Bring it out. Bring it out. And this is my problem. This is my problem. You girls brought it up yourselves in a live stream. I want to see the proof. How am I supposed to believe them when they won't even reveal this additional evidence? Or should I just magically forget and pretend that they didn't bring that up at all? Like, what do you want from me? To stop talking about it? Why? Because I don't believe them and I have my own opinion about them? If they're lying about any of the claims of mistreatment and bullying, it's a slap in the face. And honestly, before I say that, what they've already claimed is workplace bullying is already a slap in the face to groups that have suffered real harassment, mistreatment, bullying, and abuse by K-pop companies, like what Spire Entertainment did to Omega X. It's a slap in the face. It really is. These girls have constantly talked about how evil the company is. And I think the biggest reason why I'm making this video is not so much that they said what they said. It's that people out there that support Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans, which, by the way, that is fine. It's totally up to you to do that. I'm not trying to control you. That is not my job, nor do I have that power. I was never gifted that power by God to control people. So, but what I'm saying is, it sounds good and righteous for you to say, hey, look, they're addressing an issue with the company that is adhering to what companies always adhere to, which is bad contracts, terrible rules, horrible dieting practices, and so on, right? You know, companies are corrupt, companies are misleading, companies are evil, bad companies. That does not mean that NewJeans is telling the truth. Just because companies are bad and they have bad practices and they do stupid things sometimes, like SM, that does not mean that every artist that comes out and says something is telling the truth. And NewJeans proves that. And I don't see that this is a good idea to use NewJeans as like a flagship for promoting that companies are bad, or using this situation to say, hey, this is a perfect opportunity. We always talk about protecting our idols and defending our idols and advocating for them when they are being beaten down and downtrodden by the company. Here's a perfect example. NewJeans is in that position right now. You have an opportunity to support them. You have an opportunity to advocate for them. This is not that situation for me. This is not that for me. For you, maybe. For me, no. I don't see it because they've lied many times. Min-Hee-jin has lied many times. I don't trust the girls. I don't trust Min-Hee-jin. And that's how I see this. This is not one of those flagship moments. We can't just become reactionary to stuff without actually looking at it and weighing the scales to see what's going on. Their situation is not the same as other idol situations. I feel like they are lying about a lot of the stuff that is going on or that has gone on. I feel like, based on everything I've seen, Min-Hee-jin, who is a habitual liar, has lied ample times, has caused a lot of the problems that NewJeans, her girls, are facing now. She put them in this situation. It was not Hybe. It was not Hybe. She did this. And it's weird to me that people aren't seeing that she did this. Because what do? They trace it back to the audit. It was the audit, and even before the audit, that's what caused this. Or it's just that companies are inherently bad, and so automatically we take the side of the quote-unquote lesser party, which is Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans. We take their side because they don't have a company. They don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have the power to do all this and stuff. Hybe does. And so automatically they are demonized for accusations. This is not a good example. There's just too many issues. And I just think that people are jumping the gun way too fast and siding with Min-Hee-jin. People probably can say that about me siding with Hybe. Let me just say this for the record. The reason why I say I don't advocate for companies is because, number one, they do have bad practices. Really do. They have stupid rules, and they have to sell a fantasy to the fans of this relationship that the fans have with the members and all this other stuff because it's good for marketing. That, I think, is a bad practice. I've said this many times. Being overworked, having all these schedules, not being able to rest properly, people having to wear a persona that doesn't match who they are as a person, and so they lose themselves in the personas and they become someone they don't recognize and all this other stuff. And I've said this many times, this stuff is dangerous. And then the fan backlash when someone is dating and stuff because of the rules that the company set and all that's, it's dangerous. People can lose their lives over stuff like this. It's dangerous. Yes. I don't see this in Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans' issues, in Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans' situation. I don't see this. I see them as the ones who are causing the company problems. This time, and this is how I know I feel like I'm on the right track. Again, if I'm wrong and all this stuff is a lie, is just a mess, I'll rectify and apologize, right? I'll apologize for doubting Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans. But I don't think that that's going to happen because I see so many issues with Min-Hee-jin and NewJeans. I cannot, in good conscience, support them. I can't. I can't do it, and I won't do it. I don't advocate for companies. Nobody can say, oh, you're just doing this because you're a Hybe fan or a Hybe stan or whatever. No, I'm not. I wasn't paid by Hybe. Hybe did not contact me. Hybe probably doesn't even know I exist. They can find out, but they don't know I exist. I'm a small little blip on a huge map filled with a sea of other content creators who have channels much bigger than myself. So, no, I'm a dot. They're not going to notice. And even if they did, I don't care, because I believe Bong PD didn't do anything. And I think that, honestly, people have been trying to take down Hybe for a while now. And people automatically don't like Hybe anyway. For whatever reason they don't like it, they don't like it. And I understand your reasons for not liking it, but using Min-Hee and NewJeans as a way to solidify or to spearhead this campaign, this smear campaign against Hybe because companies are bad, I don't like it. And I'm sorry. I'm not going to fit the agenda or the mold of what you want me to do. I'm not going to sit here and take Min-Hee and NewJeans' side when they're wrong. I also, however, do want to say this. I do not view Min-Hee and NewJeans as one entity as they claim that they are. They can say that all they want, but in the live stream, they tried to distance themselves from Min-Hee, and then Min-Hee said that she tried to stop them from having the live stream, which I believe is a lie as well. I believe she wanted them to do it. It was the perfect opportunity. I've used up all my options of doing press conferences. They're not working anymore. People are starting to see through the cracks. Let me use the girls, because people will believe the girls a lot better than they'll believe me. Not to mention they are far younger than Min-Hee, so they'll tug on people's hearts and sympathy strings a lot easier. So that's exactly what I believe happened. Could I be wrong? Yes. Do I believe I am? No. Is it my opinion that that's what happened? Yes. And I'm going to say it, and I don't give a crap if you don't like it or not. I don't care. If I cared, I would have stopped talking about this a long time ago. They don't like me. No, I don't care if you don't like me. Oh well. Honestly, if everybody likes me, that's probably a bad thing. I don't want everybody to like me anyway. So if you don't like me, great. You do you, boo-boo. I'ma do me. They don't have the evidence that they claim they were supposed to have given out and shown to everyone. They don't have it. And so I'm like, okay, I cannot look at these little bitty examples that you gave, honey, and say that this stuff is real abuse of power or any kind of mistreatment or anything like that. It's just too childish. It's too little. It's too small. This can't be everything. Then she says, well, I've already explained a lot of things in the hearing, so, there it is. So it's like, if that's all you're going to give me, then okay. That's why I'm saying it's dangerous to just be like, oh yeah, it is. She was bullied. Absolutely she was bullied, right? And here's why, because of these little bitty examples. It's just terrible. And I feel like we're doing a disservice when we say that this is what real bullying and harassment and all this stuff looks like for real, that we're doing a disservice to actual people who have been abused, actual people who have been mistreated, actual people who have been hurt by the company, damaged by the company, and then the fans come in and do more damage, and then the company ends up getting rid of the idol or debuting them as solo artists, or just to appease the fans, the toxic ones at that. All of this stuff plays a huge role. There's a cause and an effect. The cause is the rules, the effect is everything that comes after with regards to toxic fan culture, whatever. Both of them interlock very easily. It's not hard. It's a result of what companies do with the rules. However, this I don't feel is the same issue. I don't. I think that NewJeans are taking their cues from a manipulative person, and they are modeling themselves after someone that I believe they consider to be a mother and a role model figure for them. A woman that they would aspire to be like when they grow up, completely grow up. And I think that's dangerous. I think it's bad. I think it's crippling to their development. I've said this many times. I'm not on NewJeans' side in any of this, with the one exception that I want NewJeans to be in an environment where they can develop properly without some corrupt woman pulling the strings, manipulating them, okay? And by the way, and I don't know if I've said this before, one of the biggest issues with manipulation and being manipulated is that they can't tell that they're being manipulated. Even the act of them saying we're not manipulated by Min-Hee-jin, which they did say on the live stream, that Min-Hee-jin is not influencing us, because we were concerned that people would look at this live stream and say that they're being influenced by Min-Hee-jin. Even that is a manipulation in and of itself, because you're manipulated to the point where you don't see it as a manipulation, and even to address that it's not a manipulation is a part of the manipulation tactic. You understand what I'm saying? I know that's like a inception. It's like a thing within a thing within a thing, right? But that's kind of how manipulation works. But that's my opinion. That's what I believe. Okay? So you don't like it? That's your business. I'm not here to convince you, because I can't convince you, because you've already convinced yourself that this is one of those instances where the company is at fault here. Do I believe companies are bad and they need to be reformed? Absolutely. There needs to be serious reform to the rules and regulations of idol life, because what they're signing their life away to is a bunch of rules that are only good for marketing purposes, not good for the idols' mental health and all that stuff. So I agree that there are problems there. That's all really I wanted to say. I don't agree that this is a issue where an idol group comes out and says that they have been mistreated. We're supposed to just believe all the time that they're telling the truth. No, because even Omega X had to prove that the company Spire Entertainment was doing very, very evil things. And thankfully the fans intervened for that issue, and there was actual proof that I'm sorry, I'm slamming stuff. There's proof that that stuff took place. Proof. There is no proof except the words of these kids. That's it. Additional information? Where? There is none. They don't have it. There's none. None. Additional evidence? None. Zero. Will it come out? No, because they don't have it. They lied. Where are they learning this from? Min-Hee-jin. That's what I see. It's dishonest of me to backtrack and say, you know what, guys? I've realized something. NewJeans, Min-Hee-jin, they've been done wrong by the company. It's actually Hype's fault. I changed my mind. Every time I tell a lie, I'm convicted of it. I don't like it. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I believe something that I don't, just so that y'all can be happy with me. Screw that. It's false. It's a lie created just so that I can appease people. That's stupid. And then I become a slave to people's opinions about me. That's how that happens. You can believe what you believe, that's fine. I believe what I believe, and that's all I gotta say. So, you wanna believe that? You go ahead, don't care one way or the other, that's your thing. I'm just saying, I don't believe it, and I don't think that we should look at this situation and say that this is the same as every other situation where an idol or an idol group comes out and says the company's mistreating me, because it's not always the case. You can't just say, oh, the idols are calling out a company, so company's automatically bad. Or you already had your preconceived notions and beliefs about Hype, and you just needed a firm foundation to stand on, and NewJeans coming against the company gave you that foundation. You can now say proudly with your chest stuck out and your head lifted high that Hype is evil, because guess what? NewJeans said so. And Hee-jin said so. That's not a smart thing to do. That's all I'm saying. I feel like we talk about the negative stuff about companies so much that when something like this comes out, we automatically take the side of the idols. And I understand that, but honestly, this is very different to me. I've never seen anything like this. Never. And I think internally there's this desire for the company to be wrong because it fits the narrative of company bad. And I think that desire can sometimes trump judgment. And I did not allow that to happen to me this time. I'm seeing the situation for what it is, and it doesn't look good. And so in that knowledge, I have taken the stance that I've taken. And if you don't agree with it, like I said, that's fine. That is your business. I'm not here to besmirch you. I'm not here to beat you down. I'm not here to call you any names. You believe what you want, that's fine. I believe that Hybe didn't do anything wrong here, and that they are being wrongfully demonized by people who want to advocate for a group of girls who, because they're young, because they're in the industry, and because they have claimed things, they automatically have that savior mentality of, we need to protect them, we need to speak out, and we need to make our voices heard for them. And I get that, but the way that this has gone down does not look like that situation. These girls, they're not coming across as hurt. They're not coming across as genuinely concerned for their future. They're not coming across as authentic. They're not coming across as believable to me. That's not to say anything about you guys who believe them. That's just me. I don't believe them, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say I do when I don't. It's very dishonest, and I don't like being dishonest about any of the things I talk about. So that's all I wanted to say, really. This is not the situation that I would use to advocate for idols being protected and all that, because then you have to also consider, in whose arms are the girls going to for protection? Min-Hee, is she a better choice? I don't think so. Hybe, I think so. That's my opinion. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Be respectful, please, because if I see any name calling or stupid antics in my comment section, I am blocking it. Absolutely. So please don't do any name calling. I don't want to see that. Seriously, please don't. I'm asking nicely, please don't. I don't want to see it, please. But yes, be respectful. I love you guys. Even the people that disagree with me, I love y'all. Even the people that call me names, I love y'all. I really do. Taking the time to actually watch the whole video and not watch a part of it because you heard something triggering and you just turned the whole thing off. And then commenting on a part of what I said, letting me know you didn't watch the whole video. Just watch the whole video. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm done talking. I'm going to get off of here and edit. Thank you. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye-bye.